Let us know if you guys can hear us now. We should be good, I think. Let us know if you guys can hear us. I think we should be good because I can hear. All right. Guess we're gonna have to redo the introduction. Welcome back to the 4th live episode of the Sports Coverage Podcast. My name is Vince Marino, and I am alongside my co-hosts Chino and Alec. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this podcast.
Yeah, of course. People in chat saying there's an echo, but I think if everyone can hear us, that'd be fine. Let me check chat room one more time before we start. All right, we should be good for now.
Turn this up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because you have this open in the back.
I know.
You have another thing open in the back. Anything that should be open in the back.
Yeah, this is one of the better views we've ever had on an episode. Thank you so much for making it happen for us. Yeah, I'd say we get right into it. There's a lot to talk about. There's NBA, soccer, a lot of sports. I really don't feel like doing another introduction. Anyway, so let's get right into the NBA. Chino, as you know, you love basketball. This should be a very good episode for you because, this is what you're good at. Obviously, the offseason starting with the NBA, Thunder win. A lot has been going on. I think 2 weeks ago, me and Andrew did an episode where we kind of went over a lot that happened. It probably took us an hour or 2 hours to get over most of what was going on in the NBA. A lot of moves are still happening, and with that, the Clippers, Jazz, and Heat have agreed to a trade that sends Norman Powell to Miami, John Collins to the Clippers, and Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson, and a 2027 Clippers second-round pick to the Jazz. As we are all Heat fans, I think this is one of the better moves the Heat have ever made when it comes to an offseason. I think Norman Powell, in my honest opinion, is one of the better players. He's obviously been a part of championship teams like the Toronto Raptors back in 2019. So this is huge for this Heat team. If there was a team that kind of missed out or kind of lost during the trade, who would you think that would be?
I definitely think maybe the Jazz.
Yeah, for sure.
They definitely lost a lot, but to remember, they have been trying to clear their cap space for a while. So I think this definitely helps them in the long run.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we talk about a Jazz team who's very, very slow. We saw them in the draft, obviously pick up Walter Clayton and as well as Ace Bailey, who I know me and Andrew talked about this a couple weeks ago, and Sammy, but I kind of want to get your opinion. Do you think Ace Bailey's going to be one of those players for the Jazz that's going to be able to really prove that he's supposed to be in the NBA or be one of those better high picks?
To be honest, I don't know. It's hard to tell, but in my opinion, no. That's my hot take.
Yeah, that is pretty. I mean, that is a pretty hot take, but I had said the same thing. So, what do you think about that?
About what?
Ace Bailey, because we talk about him, his character, his personality. A lot of people were talking about, will Ace Bailey be able to prove himself in the NBA? He was able to prove himself at Rutgers in college basketball. He, in my opinion, proved it with his talent, but his character, his personality, kind of led him to think, is he gonna make it? Will he make it in the NBA? We saw him, publicly say, oh, he's not going to be able to do anything because his character's bad. And that's what I agree with those people saying that. Do you really have a take on it? Or?
Me personally, I don't watch too much basketball, but I know who he is, and I think he could be a good addition to the team, and he could definitely he needs to bring some more character into the team and be a team player. But I think he could definitely do good.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but I think if there's any team that won this, I think it's the Heat. I mean, I'm not being biased, but I do personally think Norman Powell is better than any of these players on this whole entire list. I think a couple years ago we would have said John Collins would be that. Kyle Anderson and Kevin Love didn't prove anything for the Miami Heat, and there's a reason why they both got traded. Yeah, I think if anyone won this, I think it's the Miami Heat in my opinion. But yeah, I think going forward, Norman Powell is going to be a huge addition to this Heat team in the long run. Next big piece of news, Kyle Lowry has agreed to a 1-year deal to return to the Philadelphia 76ers. We obviously saw his time with the Heat being very good. He proved why he could be on a playoff winning team, and obviously that is not the case with the 76ers, in my personal opinion. They're not going to be able to do anything. For any 76ers fans watching, I know we have a couple fans that watch the podcast that are 76ers fans. They're not going to do anything, in my personal opinion. They're not good, so yeah. Next big piece of news, Pablo Banchero has signed a $287 million deal for 5 years with the Orlando Magic, obviously the team he once got drafted by just a couple years back. I think these are one of these moves that I think needed to happen. I think Orlando bringing him back was obvious. I mean, why would they let go of the player they were able to acquire in the draft? And he's been able to prove himself so much. I think Orlando had a very big upbringing these last couple of years, obviously getting Caldwell Pope just a couple weeks back. So this is huge for the Orlando Magic. Do you have any take on it or no?
Yeah, I think this is definitely it's definitely a good deal for Paulo Banchero. I mean, with this Magic team, this team is, it's hard to say. You know, this team.
They're all right.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
it's
all right.
like,
but I really like the move with Desmond Bane.
We saw them lose to the Celtics, right, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was one move. One obviously crucial loss for the entire franchise. But I think coming back into it, the East isn't very strong. We talk about the East, obviously, with a lot of injuries throughout the East, including the Bucks, who obviously Dame is still a free agent. We don't know where he's going to go to. So obviously we'll get to that in a couple weeks. But yeah, I know. In my personal opinion, I think the Orlando Magic making this move happen, huge for this team and Paulo Banchero as a whole. Next big piece of news, we were hyping up the Mavericks the last couple weeks. All-Star Anthony Davis underwent a procedure to repair a detached retina that he suffered during the season. So, we obviously saw him deal with injuries in Los Angeles. I don't think he wanted to publicly say this now that he got traded to the Mavs during, the second half of the season. But I think this is something that's pretty obvious. He's been dealing with injuries so much that, in my personal opinion, this isn't expected. This is expected. This is not unexpected whatsoever. And in my personal opinion, I think that the Mavs are going to still do well, even though they don't have their star center in Anthony Davis. Hopefully, he can be able to, kind of recover from all that. The Washington Wizards are trading Kelly Olynyk, a very strong veteran we saw him with the Heat a couple years back, to the San Antonio Spurs for Malachi Branham, Blake Wesley, and a 2026 second-round pick. I'm going to be honest with you. I think San Antonio easily won this.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because you talk about these two players, well, any player that's in the NBA is good. But we talk about talent. Kelly Olynyk being one of those players who's able to prove why he's in the NBA. He's been in the NBA for so long. I think he's one of the better veterans that a team can acquire. And I think this is a big move for San Antonio, who is building around a very young group of guys. So I like this move 100%. But that's it for that. One of those deals where, Thunder are doing a lot, and they're getting it done. Star and NBA champion Chet Holmgren has agreed to a fully guaranteed 5-year maximum rookie contract extension that could reach $250 million. This was needed, right? You want to bring back your star rookie you got from Gonzaga. Chet proving himself. Obviously, in his first year, wasn't able to play because of that injury he dealt with in a summer league, not a summer league game, but just, like a Sunday league game. But this is huge. I think this is obviously one of those things that needed to happen. My personal opinion, I think Oklahoma is bringing back people like Shea, bringing back people like Chet, bringing back people, we'll get to that in a second. Wait, one second. Let's check the chat. I don't know if anyone's talking. Oh, your dad said let's go to the Heat. That's, obviously. But yeah, Oklahoma, proving why there's amazing. Another big signing. Devin Booker sends a $145 million deal for 2 years with the Phoenix Suns. In my personal opinion, Suns are trying to do everything they can during this rebuild. We've obviously seen a lot of moves going around. They only have Bradley Beal and basically Devin Booker back. So this is one of those moves where it was expected. They were obviously going to bring back the star back. But yeah, that's it for that. And yeah, like I was saying, with the Thunder bringing back a lot of big pieces, All-Star and NBA champion Jalen Williams has agreed to a 5-year maximum rookie contract extension that can reach up to $287 million. I like this deal a lot. He was one of those more underrated players on this team, even though he's getting a huge contract, like we can see here, 5-year, $287 million. That's insane for he's not even under the radar, but he's been in the league for a while now. We've obviously seen him in the bubble. He was okay, whatnot. But I really like this move for the Thunder. I think they're going to be able to really fulfill next season with full power, bringing back their big three. This is one of the better moves I've seen in the NBA so far. Next move, NBA has a lot going on for them right now. New Orleans Pelicans forward Herb Jones has agreed to a 3-year, $68 million contract extension. We've seen the Pelicans go through a lot these last couple of years. Obviously, Zion hasn't been able to prove why he was the #1 pick. And I think we're going to have to see where his future goes with his team. But I think getting Herb Jones on a 3-year deal, perfect. I think this is very much needed for a very, I would say, underrated team. Pelicans aren't that good. We talk about Indiana losing Miles Turner just a couple weeks ago to the Bucks. They also signed free agent center Isaiah Jackson to a 3-year, $21 million deal. I don't think he's going to be able to fill in the shoes that was once, Miles Turner's shoes. But this is huge. I think obviously this was very much needed. But I like the move. I don't think he's going to be able to fulfill obviously, Miles Turner's shoes. But this is very good. So now we're done with the NBA. Let's head into chat. See if anyone's in chat. There's not really a lot of questions going on. But where's NJL? NJL's not here. Sadly. I actually don't know where he is. Yeah, not a lot of people are in chat, but I'm trying to get NGLs in the chat. This is, I love just interacting with the chat. Take a minute, just breathe. Not a lot of NBA. No, there was, but just so much happened just a couple weeks back. So, that's it with the signings and deals.
Let's talk a little bit about the new rookies in the NBA.
Yeah, so for sure. Obviously with the Summer League coming up, we talk about Cooper Flagg, who is the main headline going into this year. Obviously it's not going to be covered by a 50th overall rookie in Bronny James, which was basically the headline for last year's rookie class. But Cooper Flagg really proving himself. Going into college and obviously coming out of college where he's able to, debut with the Mavs in the Summer League against Bronny James. That was a huge game. Obviously, he got 10 points. Wasn't able to show much, but he was able to get a couple rebounds, get a couple assists. And then also we talk about Bronny James. He was able to get 8 points, not a lot of rebounds, but was able to get 2 assists. So huge for both sides of the players. I don't know though. Do you have any personal preference on Cooper Flagg? Do you think he's going to be able to get somewhere in the future? Or?
Yeah, for sure.
Because we talk about this Mavs team. I think it's a huge addition. People weren't even almost eligible to get the #1 pick, and they were able to do it. I do think it was semi-rigged. But
I'm definitely still hurt because that pick could have been ours.
Yeah, that could have been the Heat's pick, but you know what? It's like whatever.
Yeah, that's in the past now. But
hey, but listen, Jakučiūnas is good. Don't underestimate Jakučiūnas.
He was struggling during the California Classic, but he really showed out during the Las Vegas, his first game. And I don't like to judge during rookies' first Summer League games because Kel'el Ware, I remember
he had a
very slow start to the California Classic, but he showed out his rookie year. He proved that we chose the right guy. And Cooper Flagg, he kind of had an underwhelming start to the Summer League, but like I said, I don't like judging off of
just the summer. That's wait till they get into full season form. I think Jakučiūnas, obviously I know we transitioned from the Flagg talk, but that's good that we're talking about that. I think when it comes to a Heat team who's honestly struggling, we talk about getting Norman Powell this offseason was one of the better moves we needed. He's a veteran NBA champ. That's what this team needs.
We need a scorer.
A scorer. Not only is he able to play. We talk about NBA champions who have been on this team previously, like Udonis Haslem. He wasn't playing for us. He was mainly just a coach. He was a mentor for Bam Adebayo and the rest of this team, and Jimmy Butler. And the same can be said for a player like Kyle Lowry, who was proving himself in Miami, but he was getting very, very old, aging, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him retire in the next couple of years. Obviously, he signed a deal with the 76ers to stick around, but I don't think he's going to be able to stay much longer. I think he's going to honestly just retire. He's not proving anything, and I think the 76ers are going downhill. But we were able to see him with Miami. He was okay. Obviously, we weren't able to get a championship out of it. We were able to make a finals appearance, but not able to win, which was sad. But I think Norman Powell, who was able to win a championship against a very, very, very strong Warriors team back in 2019, even though Kevin Durant went down with an Achilles injury. So, huge moves for the Heat. I think Jakučiūnas is going to fit right into the system, honestly, and be able to start. I think he's one of the better players we've seen come out of Illinois, for sure, without a doubt. But yeah, I think that's much for that. And then we talk about, go back to the Cooper Flagg talk. I think he's going to be able to prove himself. I think other than, other like Ace Bailey, who again, his personality, his character, he's not very good, right? So I think, he's good, but just, again, the personality is going to affect
the character, it definitely matters, especially during the NBA. Coaches,
yeah, they care.
They care.
And it's, 100%. And I don't know how strict the Jazz organization is, but that's just my opinion.
Going back to the Cooper Flagg talk, I think we all need to realize that, while in college, there was a lot of hype around him, and he was playing very good at Duke, but we also need to look at the fact that he's a rookie coming into the NBA for the first time, and it's kind of hard to adjust to that, and especially from ending the season on a pretty bad note, that he was at Duke, the loss to Houston, the comeback, that either way, he was doing very good in college, and I think it was a well-deserved number one pick.
100%.
And I think he can do something really good for this Mavs team. And going back about the Miami Heat, although we could have gotten that pick, it was a small chance. I think we got a very good rookie for our pick, and we got a pretty good steal for the draft.
Yeah, 100%. We talk about Cooper Flagg. Chat's popping in. Hey, what's up? What's good, Nico? Back to the talk. Cooper Flagg. We talk about his upbringing. Obviously from high school, playing at Montverde, huge, right? Maine, obviously he went to eventually later on in his high school career. He ended up going to college sooner than expected, and also leaving college sooner than expected. And I think having such a young player, that's huge, right? You were talking about that. But I don't know. Do you think he should have stayed one more year at least to kind of develop? We were talking about development earlier, not on the podcast, but just, we were having a quick talk on it. Do you have any comment on development when it comes to a player like Cooper Flagg or Brian James?
To be honest, I don't see any problems with his game. I think he's a very well-developed player, especially for his age. So, in my opinion, I don't think he should have stayed another year at Duke. I think he made the right choice by declaring for the draft.
Yeah, again, like you said, that's not to decide anything based off of just summer league, right? We got to really go into the season and see what each one of these players can do. I think Cooper Flagg can really prove himself for sure, without a doubt. I should get some comments going. I really want to, debate people, because that's what's happened in previous lives, and there's some good talk. But let's even get going.
Oh my fucking god.
We'll be deleting that chat. If we can, hey mods, if we can get Mr. Shake Shack 69 removed from chat, that would be awesome. Talk about the.
Let's take him out.
Take him out. Mods, if Jack Talk Jets is still in the chat, would you mind removing him? I think he's joking around. He's not even being serious. We need serious when it comes to this. Come on, Nico. Come on. My God. All right. All right. Hey, Mr. Shake Shack, can you pipe down? I'd really appreciate that. Let's get back to some talk, because no one wants to, interact with the feed. What's going on? Let's get some comments going. I'm really trying to debate somebody here. But yeah, I think Cooper Flagg is going to obviously prove why he was one of the better players in college. He was one of the better headliners we've seen in previous years. Besides Victor Wembanyama, we talk about a player like Victor Wembanyama coming out of France with the most upgrading we've seen since LeBron, right? Or Zion. So this is huge for the NBA as a whole, bringing another great talent like Cooper Flagg. I want to talk about a couple more rookies. VJ Edgecombe obviously was one of those players we saw as of right now. He's only played one game. They didn't really play him other than that. He dropped 30. 30. I get it, it's just summer league, but it's his first ever game. Edgecombe being one of the better players in this entire draft. I know a lot of people were saying he could presumably pass Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, and Cooper Flagg for those three picks above him. I don't know how I felt about that, but I do like the move 100% by the 76ers. I think they could have not done any better than that.
Yeah, I think VJ Edgecombe definitely has a lot of potential.
100%. He's proving it. 30 points already.
He has a hunger the league hasn't seen in a while, based off his interview after his draft selection. I think he has a lot of upgrade.
he definitely has character, definitely has player. We compare him to a player like Ace Bailey. He definitely proves he wants to be in the NBA instead of Ace Bailey. Let's get back in the chat. So Cam Ward's gonna be more. All right. Well, I'm not gonna. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna reply to that exact thing, but do you want to switch this to NFL really quick?
Yeah, let's switch this to
Yeah,
NFL.
let's start.
All right, just really quick. We won't go into deep talk about it, but obviously with the draft happening just a couple months ago, Cam Ward getting drafted #1 overall. What do we think about that? What do we think about it? Well deserved? Yeah, I mean, I know we're all from Miami. We love that. I think Cam Ward, it was needed. It had to happen. I think obviously Travis Hunter being one of the better players we've seen in a lot of years in the NFL, coming out of the draft, being produced from college. I don't know, but I really do like the pick. I don't think he's going to be a bust at all. I think Cam Ward's amazing. I think he's proved why he came out of high school with a 0 star to his name and be so well, obviously with his Hurricane team, and same with Washington State.
I think Cam Ward, he's gonna do pretty good in this Titans team. But the only thing that could factor in is the Titans O line. Because in UM, the whole team was pretty good. The O-line of UM was amazing.
Yeah, 100%. But we saw the team fluke though against a team like Syracuse, who was good, obviously.
And Iowa in the pop.
Yeah, saw that. I mean, obviously Kyle McCord played for Syracuse this past year, was with a very strong Ohio State team just 2 years ago. I was surprised when Syracuse beat Miami, to be so completely honest with you. But
That's definitely a devastating loss. We could have made the ACC championship game, but
It definitely wasn't about the offense. It was all about the defense. Because it was a very high scoring game, and Cam Ward was playing very good, and I think he can do really good with the Titans this season. I don't know how far they can go, because the Titans don't have the greatest team, but I think Cam Ward can definitely show how good he can be, and I think he can definitely do something with them.
I mean, 100%. He's a playmaker. He proved why he was a 0 star recruit coming out of high school, and was able to prove why he was able to win almost the Heisman. He was so close, but obviously Travis Hunter had to be, and Ashton Jeanty had to be in this year's class for the Heisman. Let's switch to the NBA one more time. Let's talk about a player who obviously everyone knows. Maybe his dad isn't going to stick around for much longer, but Bronny James being one of those players who's been able to develop so much this past year. A lot of talk about should he have came out of the draft, came out of college so soon, just a year ago. In my personal opinion, I think it was okay, because listen, and I know I said last year it should not have happened, but look, you take a look at what they were able to do with him, right? He was able to make history, his first ever game in September with the Lakers, and prove that history can happen at any moment, any time. Playing with his dad, which has never been able to happen in the NBA, I don't think, but has been able to happen in other sports like baseball. But no, yeah, Bronny James making history in his first ever NBA game, same with LeBron, 20-something years into his career. Yeah, I don't know. I think Bronny James and what they were able to do with him this year was huge. Obviously he was playing a couple games for the Lakers, but obviously he went to Bayside. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bayside Lakers or the South Side, I forgot. But he obviously went to the G League, which I think was needed, the development. We were talking about development earlier, like I had mentioned. I think that was needed, right, from a player like Bronny James, who a lot of people were saying he should have never left college. The G League is similar to it in a way, right? He still gets that NBA aspect, but is able to prove why he's still being able to be drafted no matter what pick, right? I mean, what do you think about it from a development standpoint?
I think Bronny James, I mean, if you're looking at last year's draft, you could clearly tell that like he wasn't ready, and he needed some time to develop, and he was picked pretty late in the draft, and clearly because his dad is LeBron James. But also the Lakers gave him a chance to develop and learn and get an NBA aspect in the G League. He was able to play a couple games, and now they've brought him back into the NBA and give him a chance to play and develop with actual NBA team and see where he goes from there.
yeah, but with Vince's take about Bronny staying in college and how.
Well, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's not really just my. I know you're trying to bring it up again. I think staying in college I changed it completely though. Last year I had said he should have never left college. I think he should have stayed and developed in college. Listen, college basketball is completely different than the NBA. It's a very high-paced game. We talk about March Madness, what needs to get done in a month almost, right? So I think it's it's a fast upbringing compared to the NBA where it's kind of slow. It's 80-something games, right? But what do you think about it from what's your perspective on the development point of it?
I mean, I think Bronny should have stayed one more year in college, but since he was taking, since he did join the NBA earlier, I think it was good for his G League, for him to join the G League, for him to join the G League for his development. So,
100%. That should be it for not just NBA talk. I kind of want to talk a little more about the NBA because there's another news that just popped up on my thing. It was actually today, 2 years ago. The Houston Rockets and Fred VanVleet. Well, look, wait. It says here Fred VanVleet has been elected as a new president of the National Basketball Players Association, succeeding CJ McCollum. I mean, we talk about a player who obviously has been in the league for a while. This isn't that big of news. I mean, it's really just about the association itself. I mean, he's one of those. I mean, I don't even need you guys' takes on this, but I'll just kind of state my take. This is, I think, what needed. I mean, he's one of the very more enthusiastic players. He's able to win a championship back in 2019. This is huge. I honestly like this move, even though it really has nothing to do with basketball. I mean, it has to do with basketball, but not about the game. So, big news, I guess. I think that should be it for the NBA. Right? Are you good?
What? Yeah, I'm good. Why?
I don't know. You're not really in frame at all.
1 second.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Nico.
It's good to have some downtime. And listen, Mr. Shake Shack, is there any mods in here who can remove him? He's fooling around. He's texting us privately and stuff. I don't really appreciate that from him. Mods, ban him. Mods, ban him. Please, mods. Wait, let's see. Mods, ban him. I'll send your IP. Mr. Shake Shack, I know where you are.
Yo, 371 West Palm.
Yo. Oh, nah. It's huge.
All right, let's continue the talk. A little bit more about NFL.
Yeah, sure. We can
the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, let's talk about some NFL. I know this is not really in the script, but let's just talk about it. Let's talk about the NFL real quick. So, obviously, the draft happening just a couple months ago, like I mentioned. Let's talk about the Dolphins, though. What do we think about the Dolphins and their moves? Minka Fitzpatrick, that is huge. I mean, we obviously lost Jalen Ramsey and
Javon Holland. I mean, they've been doing a lot of moves this offseason, but I think bringing back Minka Fitzpatrick just brought more
a sport.
Yeah, a sport.
But the thing is, you look back on it just a couple years ago, back in 2018, I believe it's 2019, when Minka ended up leaving the Miami Dolphins. It wasn't something like, we're just going to trade him and he's one of the pieces we had to trade, because he was one of the better players for the Miami Dolphins at the time, just a couple years back, and he still is now. But in my personal opinion, and actually it's a fact, not even an opinion, it's a fact, he wanted to leave the Dolphins a couple years ago. So, is it a right move that he's coming back? Because he didn't really want to be there.
What?
Yeah.
he
seemed pretty anxious, buddy.
He left in the first place because obviously about that he wanted to get paid more in the contract, and the Dolphins just didn't really want to give him the money that he wanted. And obviously they moved him to the Steelers, right? And he came back, and obviously he's gonna bring.
Well, he has to prove it. We'll see with the summer workouts.
And also another move, the Dolphins. I think Jonnu Smith also is another big loss in the offense, but another contract situation where he wanted to get paid more money, and the Dolphins just couldn't accept that, and they just ended up trading him. And I think the Dolphins could probably do good with their core as like Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill obviously wanting to leave, but he's staying for another season probably. But I think that's probably gonna be.
Wait, we're getting a caller. Mr. Shake Shack. I don't know why he's calling me. What's good, Mr. Shake Shack? What's up? Wait, hold on. Wait, the future of the what? Oh, all right. Sorry. Wait, where are you from again? don't. Oh, wait, where? Alright, so we're not, okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Alright, so this caller's not really being realistic at all. Can we talk a little bit of NFL with you, Mr. Shake Shack? Because I kind of want to get your take. I know where you live. You live in Miami, right? Don't you? No, you don't. No, you don't. You live in Miami.
Key Biscayne.
Okay, no. All right, that's All right, he's flown around. He's not even being real. I don't tolerate that on my podcast. To be so honest with you, it's not something I appreciate.
I want to talk a little bit about Club World Cup.
Right, let's hop into soccer really quick. A lot has happened recently in soccer with obviously the Club World Cup kind of being revamped, like you were saying just a couple years ago. I'll let you speak on that.
I mean, obviously the Club World Cup being the tournament of the summer, everyone's talking about it. It really is a chance for other South American teams and other teams from around the world, not the big European clubs, to develop and show how good they can be and that they can play against bigger European clubs. And I think the Club World Cup is really good for that, but also it also doesn't help with the fixture congestion problem, with a lot of teams playing many games that they shouldn't have, and a lot of players getting injured. Like one example is Jamal Musiala, that he broke his ankle the other day versus Bayern Munich.
A lot happened
versus PSG.
But a lot happened with that injury, and we talk about this tournament that, quite honestly and frankly, didn't need to happen. This tournament really did not need to happen at all. We have other strong tournaments. I think one of those being, like you compare it to Champions League. It's not comparable. I know the reason why they did the Club World Cup, right? The main reason why they did it, right, was so they can practice. The U.S. can practice for the World Cup, which is coming next year. But still, we take a look at it. It was not needed, because look, we're looking at a very young player like Musiala getting injured at his prime, in his peak. Like, that did not need to happen whatsoever. It's so unfortunate, and I'm not even gonna blame Donnarumma for the injury. But at the end of the day, it's bad. It's really bad in my opinion. I don't know if this tournament was needed.
I mean, I think the tournament definitely helped with the fact that the World Cup is going to be in the USA next summer. And me and Vince we went to go watch one of the teams of the tournament.
Yeah,
Fluminense.
Yeah.
I went to go watch in Hard Rock. He went to go watch in New Jersey.
MetLife,
But obviously the atmosphere at the games was amazing. But the problem was that there wasn't a lot of fans attending the games, and that's definitely something they can improve upon, because they've been hosting a lot of the games in cities that frankly have no fans, not a lot of people.
It's not.
And, they need to put the big games in big cities and stuff like that. Like, if we're looking at one of the games, Ulsan versus Mamelodi, they played that game in Orlando, and only 1,000 people went to it. If they put it in like maybe New York, maybe more people attend.
Well, the thing is with New York, it's because the reason why they do it in New Jersey and MetLife is because there's not a lot of room, right? And so having it there is an amazing idea. We saw the World Cup or other tournaments, obviously in the U.S., being able to use it to their full advantage. I think having a tournament at MetLife is very big, actually, because listen, a lot of the people from New York, it's gonna be a lot of traffic, obviously, but a lot of people, there's more capacity for people at MetLife. It can fit over 70,000 people, which is what they need. We saw it with the Real Madrid versus PSG game, which a lot of fans attended, and that was what we were waiting for. The game I attended, at least, filled 20,000. It had 20,000 fans in attendance for a very weak Ulsan team and a shocking Brazilian team in Fluminense. So I think no matter the fans, it's not really going to be an issue next year, because no matter where the location is, as long as it's accessible, it's going to be fine. The World Cup, it's the greatest tournament in the history of sports. You can debate me, it is better than March Madness. It is better than the Super Bowl. It is better than any tournament out there.
I don't need to debate you on that one.
Because listen, a lot of people that I know personally, and I was at sports broadcasting camp just two weeks ago, and they were debating me. the entire room, it was filled with what, 20 kids? They were booing me because I said the World Cup is the greatest, most legacy tournament in the history of sports.
I don't think that's not.
And they were, you know what they were debating me about? They were like, yeah, March Madness. It is U.S. compared to the world, right? The world. It's not the world madness. It's the world. It's March. It's the World Cup. That's what I'm trying to say is. It's the world watching, not just the U.S. And even though we all live here, obviously, there's just more to be excited about when it comes to countries playing rather than cities and colleges.
When we look at the World Cup, it definitely it comes around every 4 years. It's a very prestigious tournament, exclusive, and if you win it, it's a once in a player's lifetime experience. And if you can attend it. If you attend one, it's also like every 4 years.
Yeah.
It's hard to win.
And it depends on the location. Like we are all lucky. It is in the U.S. Everyone that is viewing, that is from the U.S. very, very lucky, right? We don't really get this opportunity often. So I think with that being forward, and the same can be said for the Club World Cup, right? We're just very lucky and fortunate to have that.
In the Club World Cup, we definitely saw. Definitely like a bunch of teams, we saw those European fans. Not a lot came in because a lot of European clubs didn't really care about the tournament, but the prize money for the tournament was definitely a lot, and it definitely gave the South American teams and the American teams something to think about. And oh shit!
Yo, watch your language. Sorry about that, mods. We're not gonna have him on next episode. I'm getting a call. Let's see who it is. Hello? Well, hold on, I can't hear you. Hello? I can't really hear you. What's your name? And where are you calling from? Hey, alright, we got some Miami native in the house. You sound like someone I know, I'm not gonna lie to you. You sound like someone I know, but, thank you for calling in. What's your question? Magic Johnson?
Yes.
Listen, I'm gonna be so honest with you. Magic Johnson ruined his career simply because of his actions, not anyone else's. I'm not gonna get into that. That's something we're not gonna debate about. You want me to redeem a code? Alright, I need you to be serious if you're going to be calling in. And for anyone who's watching, who's curious what the caller's talking about, they're curious about if there's ever going to be, sorry about that, if there's ever going to be a generational talent like Magic Johnson. Let's talk about that really quick. That's a very good debate we can talk about. Him being one of the best Lakers of all time. Anyone can debate me. Do you think that's Kobe? Or do you think it's Magic Johnson?
I think it's Kobe.
I'm sorry. Get out of here. That's not true. You think it's Kobe? Alright, so
Why do you think it's Magic Johnson?
well, listen, we talk about the upbringing Magic Johnson brought to the, obviously very famous Los Angeles Lakers. Without Magic Johnson, it wouldn't be as popular, I think, in my opinion. The rivalry that, wait, what'd you say? Hey, I think. Alright. So we're gonna hang up on the caller. If you guys want to call in, you can call in at 786-779-4414. I'll take anyone's call. I really don't mind. Someone said Nigeria's going to win the World Cup. Let's see if they even qualify. I don't think that's really going to be possible.
I think they might qualify due to the fact that the World Cup will be extended to 48 teams next year, and there's definitely going to be a lot more teams in the tournament and a lot more games to be played, especially with a whole nother round that's going to be added. that instead of the traditional group and then round of 16, there's going to be group and then round of 32. Nigeria has a lot of good players, and I really think that they could make it to the World Cup.
Yeah, well, maybe make it, but they're not going to win. This is what this person's saying. I think it's Ham in the chat. No, they're not going to win. Nigeria is not that good. I mean, we talk about countries. In my personal opinion, USA. Hey, let's get a USA. USA! 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 All right, that's on. That is the greatest moment. Wait, that's way too good.
Where's the people to walk by?
All right, we're gonna get some USA chats going because honestly,
Can we get some USA's in the chat?
USA's in the chat if you guys don't. Someone's walking. Yo, Alex. Wait, let's get this date. USA! 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 All right, come on. She didn't look. USA! 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 Come on. She looked away. Come on. Come on. All right. Well, that was a very prideful chant. I appreciate you guys for that. That made my day.
That was beautiful.
Looks like a Mr. Shake Shack message.
Hold on. Someone's calling me again. Hello? Alright. Oh, I'm gonna put you. Listen. I'm gonna put you up to the mic, and you're gonna be very careful with what you say. Okay? Alright, let's go. Alright. What's your name? And where are you calling from?
My name is Gilbert. I'm calling from Memphis, Tennessee. And I wanted to discuss,
No.
Wait. USA! 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 Yeah! Let's go! Alright, we got a USA.
Sorry, Gilbert.
Alright, sorry, Gilbert. We got a USA chant back. That made my day, honestly.
what the fuck just happened? Okay.
Alright.
Anyway, moving forward, I wanted to discuss that John Morant is gonna be the new, LeBron James. I'm just gonna say that.
Can you
What did he say?
Hold on.
Can you-
Hey, Gilbert, I really can't understand your stutter. Maybe you should really just hop off the call at this point. Can you say it a little more confident, with a little more confidence? Because you don't seem to know how to talk. Maybe try a different language if you can, or just try to like talk without your speech lip or whatever.
Alright, I'm sorry. Hey, John Morant, he gonna be one of the greatest, alright? He gonna be the new LeBron. I'm
Hey, all right, so. I
don't think so.
No, we talk about John Morant, and listen, he's had a lot going on for him. That's not gonna get. We're not gonna get into everything that's happened recently with him, publicly. But yeah, we don't even gotta go into that. But listen. Okay, yeah, he won Rookie of the Year. He proved why he was better than Zion. Obviously coming into the NBA. But we talk about a player like John Morant. He really isn't that good anymore. He's not the flashy player we once saw, making moves, being able to dunk every single second of the game. We aren't seeing that from a player like Ja, and I personally do think we're not going to see that from him the rest of his career. He's not going to be back in the once form he was. What do you think about that?
I think, I agree with what you said. I don't think we'll ever see what John Morant.
Has been able to do.
Yeah.
And not just that. You talk about a player like John Morant, and obviously Gilbert, I believe it was Gilbert. Gilbert said, Gilbert did say on the call, for anyone who didn't hear, that LeBron would be worse by the end of both of their careers than John Morant. We're not even going to debate about that.
It's a better word that he said John Morant would be better than LeBron at the end of his career.
Yeah. Well, I really don't know. I don't really agree with that, to be so honest with you. Seems like there's a fight in the chat with Ham and Mr. Shake Shack. I don't know who's the difference, but is
Diego Luna
and
Pulisic
gonna win the World Cup? Hell yeah!
Let's get the USA's going.
No.
The Diego Luna got that Theo build. All right, let's go.
Wait.
That lady right there.
USA! 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 USA!
not passionate about our country?
Come on, no one's passionate enough.
I'm gonna get a fine, bro.
It's fine.
Looks like my mother just sent me a message.
Okay, well, we're gonna get back to the podcast.
What are we talking about again? Oh, how do we think the USA is gonna do in the World Cup next
Wait,
year?
hold on.
They're winning.
Yeah, I personally think.
Do you remember?
I think if we talk about the USA national
Alright,
team,
sorry. Alright, that's not getting. We might have to cut that out.
What?
Don't get into all that.
What? No, I'm talking about the World Cup in 2022.
what?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, the USA
what did you
USA
think I saw?
definitely did
No.
USA definitely improved last World Cup, and their unfortunate
Listen,
loss.
unfortunate Netherlands. Listen, that game was crucial. I was actually crying by the end of that.
I mean, they scored a goal.
Pulisic risked his life, risked the chance of having kids against what was the country?
Iran.
Iran. Yeah, let's not get into that. But I do.
And they won versus England. Doesn't matter, it was 0-0. They won versus England.
That's a point, right?
USA! Oh. Dang, what's going on? Alright, well,
Sorry about that.
very passionate.
Yeah, so the USA, I mean, they got past the group, which was pretty difficult. They had England, they had Iran. Who was the other team?
I forgot. I don't think it was a very good team. I think we might have. No, I don't know. I don't even know.
Did they win or they tied that? No, they
No,
got
they got second
they got
because
second because they have to face Netherlands.
Yeah.
And the Netherlands definitely won their group. But if we're looking at this World Cup that's coming up, USA definitely have a very good team that they could definitely work with. Looking at the players that they have, the squad. I mean, obviously they lost in the Gold Cup not too long ago to Mexico, which was amazing. I think they were playing with their B team, and they were trying, but they didn't have their best players. They didn't have Pulisic. And I think there's definitely a lot of talents that are going to come out soon and definitely show themselves for the World Cup, especially Diego Luna and Pulisic being there always for the national team as being one of the best players. I mean, where is he right now? He's still at AC Milan, I'm pretty sure. And he's been playing pretty good at AC Milan, being one of those good core players in the team. And talking about AC Milan, what do you got to say about Luka Modric leaving Real Madrid after 13 years and joining?
Talk about a loss, right? PSG demolished Real Madrid to make it to the Club World Cup final, in my personal opinion. It sucks seeing actually my favorite player in Luka leaving Real Madrid, who has been one of my favorite teams. It sucks seeing all that go down. I really do hope in the future AC can use this to their advantage. I get it, Modric is old, but he's a good veteran at the end of the day, and even if he doesn't play 3 or 4 more years, this is a good move for a not really Asian team, but a team that isn't so well. We are getting a call. I think I know the number. Hold on. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Excuse me?
I think that's Mr. Shake Shack.
Alright, well, we're gonna hang up on this person. They're not being very cooperative. Yeah, that's the right term. But yeah, let's talk about the final for the Club World Cup. Obviously, a tournament which has had a lot of debates, like we did earlier. I'm not gonna lie to you, not that I don't like it, I just personally do think it would have been a lot better if they didn't have it at all. Let's talk about it though. PSG, one of the better teams we've seen in probably a little while, ever since like that Man City team just a couple years ago.
The treble team.
The treble team,
I mean, PSG coming off an amazing season, finally getting that fabled Champions League trophy that they've been looking for quite a while. I mean, it really is going to be very hard for Chelsea to try and beat PSG tomorrow. I think it's going to be a good game, and Chelsea might have something up their sleeve, but I still think PSG is going to get the edge over Chelsea. I mean, they've been steamrolling through their opponents. I mean, they beat Bayern, they beat Real Madrid. I mean, destroyed them, especially such big teams like them. And I really think the football they've been playing, it's just been amazing. Their midfield is pretty good. They've had their attackers on point. Desiree Doué in the Champions League final, a masterful performance, getting man of the match with the 2 goals and his assist. And obviously Kvaratskhelia, after his season at Napoli, that he was doing amazing, scoring a lot of goals. And definitely their midfield with Vitinha carrying and Nuno Mendes being a really strong part of the team. That they definitely use him a lot in the attack, and definitely Hakimi, which gives a lot of maturity to the team and definitely lets them play forward on the wings. And with their captain Marquinhos, I think they can do a lot. But I mean, if you're looking at how the performance of PSG this season, they've really done the most they could do, winning the league trophy, winning the 2 domestic cups, the Champions League, and they're coming after this Club World Cup win, and after that the UEFA Super Cup. I really think they could finish the season with 6 trophies, which is similar to how Bayern Munich did in 2020 after they won the Champions League versus PSG, which they unfortunately lost.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, hold on. We got a caller before that. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Baltimore. Are you a Futitude or Jitlian? You want to wait? Hold on. Can you repeat that? I really can't understand what you're saying. Can you repeat that? Yeah, Lamar Jackson. What about him? I think is one of the best quarterbacks we've seen. Yeah. Oh wait, let's do a Lamar Jackson chant on 3. 1, 2, 3. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I think he's one of the best talents we've seen come out of South Florida, Pompano Beach to be exact, in a very, very, very long time.
I think Lamar Jackson is a running back.
Yo, bro.
Push.
Hey, how about that? Hold on, hey, since you're the Baltimore native, what do you personally think about Lamar? Yeah, I agree 100%.
Me personally, Josh Allen is better.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Better quarterback.
Who do you think is better? Who do you think is better, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
I mean, if we're looking at Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson definitely has that playmaking ability and the running.
Well, so does Josh Allen.
But Josh Allen, he has a much better throwing and playmaking, but he also has that ability to run.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, I think that's gonna do for the end of the live show. I appreciate everyone who was able to join. This is one of those episodes where we had a little more fun rather than a lot more serious. There was a lot of news to talk about. We didn't get to a lot of it. We only really covered 2 topics, but it took up most of the entire episode. So I appreciate everyone who was able to join me. All right, so thank you, Chino and Alec, for joining me. I hope to have you guys back on. And
Thank you for having me.
serious matter. This is just a fun fun episode.
A fun episode.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoy talking about
I would love to enjoy have this
about soccer,
experience again.
learning more about basketball.
Yeah.
And obviously talking about the Dolphins. I
NFL,
really love American football too.
Yeah.
It's
American football?
It's called soccer. Well, I mean, it's not.
Do you want to die?
Alright. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the 4th live episode of the Sports Coverage Podcast. My name's Vince Marino, and I'm alongside my co-hosts Chino and Alec, and we'll see you guys